Now we have our profile template created with the school logo and the school colours. We now need to look at how we share this with our learners so that they can create their own copy. The easiest way I have found to do this is through Google Classroom. To access Classroom, when you're in your Google Drive, you will see the 9 tiles at the top right. If you're in google.co.uk or google.com, you will also see the same tiles. If we click on this, we then see the Google Classroom logo. If you have never used Classroom before, you will be asked at this point to choose whether you're a teacher or a student. Make sure you say teacher, as only teachers can create a class. Students can only join classes. When we're in this, we need to go to the add sign at the top right of our screen and select create class. Now we give the class a name and select create. You do not need to worry about the other sections of this pop-up. When you select Create Class, your classroom will launch automatically. This can take a little bit of time, no more than a minute, I have found. Now our classroom has launched, I'll just give you a quick overview of what is on this page and on this tool. So the first page that launches is called the stream. This is where if you assign work to your students, add materials, or ask questions or create quizzes, they will get a little announcement here, similar to a social media page where you see all the updates and latest news. At the top left, please note the class code. This is how your learners will join the class. You will select these corners and display the code. Your code will not change unless you go into settings to change this. I would only recommend doing that if you feel that this code is particularly difficult for some learners to identify the letters, certainly if it's got lots of ones or L's in it. You can make it full screen as well for those learners who maybe can't see it on your interactive board as well. And then that allows them to type that in when they go to the add sign, type in this code, and then they select join class, and they will automatically be given access to your classroom. Moving along the menu at the top here, the next menu is classwork. This is where you can create assignments, you can put materials for revision work, you can add quizzes, questions, or simply a basic assignment. You can also reuse things from other pages as well, and you can create topics to keep this all very well organized. Moving along, we have the People tab. This is where you can add your colleagues. If you have a job share, for example, you can add them here. Or if you have your line manager, principal teacher of department, if you're in secondary, that it may be useful for them to have oversight of your classrooms. If you do have any learners who are off, you may feel it's faster to just simply add a student at this point, and you can type in their name and select add and invite. They will then be asked to join the class when they launch Classroom initially. Lastly is marks. This, when you do have your learners in it, will give you an overview of their work, whether they've submitted it on time or if it was late. We do have the settings wheel, so as I mentioned, you can change the class code. You can reset this at any point, and that will reset it so it's a different code unique to your classroom. You can decide whether your students can comment or can only view the posts in the stream, and you can also edit how these appear. You can add mark categories as well for your marks page, but we will leave this for now. Coming back to the classwork page, this is where we're going to assign the profile template. We need to go to create and assignment. I'm going to just call this profile template. And the instructions here, this is where I have provided a blurb within the Google Team Drive for you to copy and paste so that you know that the instructions you give are consistent with what other learners have across the city. These, of course, can be edited by you to maybe make them more detailed, or less complicated. It's very much open to your interpretation. Before I do that though, I'm going to remove the points. I'm not going to have a due date. However, you could choose a date in the calendar that you want everyone to have their profile template created by. And the topic, I'm going to add a new topic here. I'm going to create topic, and I'm going to call this profiles. That then means in that classwork section, it's all organised and easy for the learners to see where their profile work is. However, if you are creating a separate classroom for your profiles, you probably don't need to complete that bit here. I'm going to come back to the Google Team Drive where we found the profile templates earlier, and you will see the blurb for Classroom is on this main page of the Profiling with Google Sites folder. If I open this here, we can copy and paste this blurb into our classwork. So I'm on a Chromebook right now, so I'm going to use the Control-C to copy. However, if you are on a laptop, just do your usual right-click and copy. I'm going to select the instructions part in my classwork, and I'm going to use Control-V to paste. So if you're on a Chromebook, that will probably be the easiest way for you to do that. Again, on a laptop, right-click and paste. Now I need to get the profile template and add that in. So to do that, I need to select this drive icon here, and it automatically opens the recent tab. So everything I've opened recently appears at the top. These are the files I've opened today. So I need the profile template. I will select this and add. Now if I scroll down, you will see it has added at the bottom here, and it automatically makes it that students can view the file. What I have found, if you have this option on, they cannot make a copy. So we need to change this. If we click on here and select students can edit the file, and then we can assign. If you do wish to have this assigned for later, maybe next week, you can go to the drop down arrow and schedule this for a different day. I will assign this now. Now we have our profiles topic, profile template assignment, and if I click and open this, this is how the students will see it. They will see it as the instructions, and if they scroll down, it's a little box that they have to open to get the template. When they get to this point, they will open the template. They will be able to edit this. Now, this isn't their copy, this is your own master copy, so you need to make it quite clear to them that they should not be editing this. As they load up the page, you will see little circle boxes coming up along here with either their pictures for their logins or their initials. That's how you will know that this is the shared template. When your students get onto this page, they need to go to the three dots, also known as the meatball menu, and select Duplicate Site. This is then them making their own copies of this. Please note I will have videos for your students to follow as well on this whole part so that they can use that as reference. What I always say to them is for them to put in their own name instead of the copy of, and make sure it's their full name, and then the school name, primary profiling, and you can always get rid of that template part at the end and it can have profile. It will be saved into their own Google Drive, and we do not share it with the same editors. We leave this box empty. We then select OK. It will then create a copy. However, it does not open that copy straight away. You have to wait for a little while. Then there will be a text box saying the copy has been created and you need to open it. So now you can see the text box at the bottom here with the blue open. Now we can close off the primary profile template and you will see the full name, school name, primary profile. The name is different and I always get them to pop their name in here. And that also changes it at the top of the screen. Then they can type in their full name on this home page and then it's ready for them to start using and editing. The next videos are for the students. This explains how to upload pieces of work and the key steps and processes to follow in order to achieve that.